Good morning. It is currently 6:49 a.m. and on Monday, May 18th, 2015. I'm Christiana Ellis and I just got up. This is 5 more minutes. So I'm a little bit, there's Luna, a little bit not sure what to talk about today because, here, a little bit not sure what to talk about today because primarily what I have in mind or on my mind is I watched the latest episode of Game of Thrones and then the series finale of Mad Men last night. And I have thoughts and feelings about each of them, but they would tend to be spoilery. And also, I think sometimes it's better to let opinions and feelings percolate a little bit before necessarily just jumping right into them so as to better express what it is that I really feel about it. I'm having to sit slumped over when I do this, so sorry, Luna fans. I'm going to go back up. So I think I will avoid talking about those too much right now. Maybe I'll come back to it another time, maybe not, I don't know. This is a short week for me as far as work because on Thursday I'm heading out to Baltimore for Balticon. Yay! Balticon is great and it's one of the highlights of my year, but I'll confess to feeling a little bit of anxiety about it this year. Part of that is financial, which I don't want to overstate, but just certainly in recent months I've been having to pay more attention to that sort of thing, lest everything get out of control. So part of it is that. Part of it is also just this sense that I get sometimes of feeling like I'm not sure what to do, so I kind of grab too many things to do and then get anxiety about whether I'm going to be good enough at doing them. You know, this kind of the desire simultaneously to be on lots of panels and then to get stressed about how many panels I'm on. That, I think, that's a good sum up of the dilemma. I mean, a lot of the other things kind of just tie into that same sort of feeling of like nobody's forcing me to sign up for any of these responsibilities. I'm doing it voluntarily, but then getting stressed out about them. And again, I don't want to overstate that either. I'm looking forward to it, and it's not like I'm hesitating to go. And when I do go, I'm sure it will be fine. But this is kind of a repeated emotional pattern for me, is that I'll make plans that I'm very excited about. Usually this is whenever the plans involve anything social. I'll make big plans and I'll be very excited about going to them, but then once it starts getting up to the wire, once it stops being like this abstract plan for something happening in the future and starts being something of like, oh, like I have to actually make sure I do laundry so that I can pack for it, and it starts becoming real, that's when I get this anxiety about it. And sometimes, especially when it's something that requires less planning than Balticon, like Balticon, you know, I've got a hotel room, I've got plane tickets, so it's like that stuff makes it a non-issue that I'm definitely going. But sometimes when it's something a little bit smaller, like, oh, just did I agree to go and hang out with these guys for dinner or something, you know, there's definitely a part of me that wants to cancel when I start feeling this anxiety. And it's something I've had to recognize about myself, that I've got to push through that, because I frequently am going to feel that, But then if I actually just go do it, I enjoy myself and I'm glad that I went. And if I don't go, then I'm not going to do anything interesting with that time and I'll regret it. But there's a part of my brain that can't get past that initial anxiety, and it's a little bit of a cycle that I find myself in sometimes. I'm not really sure what else to do about it other than to just try to, know thyself, right? And know myself in this case, and realize that this is an emotional pattern, an emotional cycle that I frequently find myself in. And so to just try to cut myself some slack about it, say that it is okay to feel some anxiety, but also to stop short of letting that anxiety stop me from doing something that, if I really think about it, I know that I do want to do. So anyway, that's where I'm at right now. So I will continue to be doing these videos throughout Balticon, although I'll have to change up my means. I'll have to start doing it with the phone rather than my home rig here. But hopefully we'll keep going, and hopefully I can get as much work done as possible from now through Wednesday. And then, of course, I also have my Improv 401 class showcase show tonight. I've got a lot of stuff going on. All right. So I did put up the audio and video versions of the latest Talking About Survivor up at christianaellis.com. Those are up now. I'm going to try to put up the audio version of the peak superhero discussion. If not tonight, then tomorrow night. And you can find everything that I do over at christianaellis.com, and I'll talk to you guys tomorrow for 5 more minutes.